What up, boys? I thought I'd make this video just because of everything I've seen and everything that's going on in the manosphere. So the manosphere is like the red pill space, all that shit. A lot of you guys are being lied to, plain and simple. I don't even know how to explain it, but I wanted to reveal, as a former bartender back when I was younger and as a dating coach now, how you can pull a girl from a nightclub based on my experiences. And really, based on my experiences, the way I'm gonna break it down is I'm gonna give you the do's, the don'ts, and then how to make it happen. Very simple. Guys overcomplicate it nowadays when it really should not be complicated at all. So this is the do's, okay? The do's: look polished, carry yourself well with confidence, and talk to her with confidence. Those are literally the 3 dimensions when it comes to things you can control by yourself. That's literally it. If you lack in any of those 3 dimensions within yourself, you're gonna fail. If you look like a slob, if you smell bad, if your breath stinks, if you look rugged, if you look nasty, you're not gonna pull from the nightclub. I'm saying this because I would see a bunch of guys not pull from nightclub just for that reason, even if they were handsome. Guys, would you make out with a chick whose breath fucking stinks? No, I fucking wouldn't. I for sure as hell wouldn't. You know, because if her breath stinks, her pussy must be fucking disgusting. So that's how the girls think too. It's like, oh, that guy's disgusting. Like, what the fuck's going on with him? So that's the first thing. The second thing is how you carry yourself. And I know it's cliche, but the guys that pulled all the time, they always carried themselves with confidence. They have that aura, right? They had that riz. That's how they carried themselves. They carried themselves with confidence, you know, like shoulders back. They would stand tall. Even if they weren't tall, they would stand tall. And that's how they would carry themselves. The way they talk to people, super charismatic. They would shake hands. When they order a drink, they'd always say, yo, what's up, man? Some of them were regulars. They would dab me up. It's just confidence, how they carry themselves. They're so secure in the person who they are. That's awesome. I love that. And I am a huge believer that every guy should learn how to carry themselves that way. You might not know how to carry yourself, and if you don't, hit that link in the description and we'll set up a call, and then we'll figure out how to fix you. So that's the second thing. And then the way you talk to her is the third thing that you can control within yourself. Why? Because the way you talk to her, she's gonna be able to figure out if you're the real deal. All right? Give you an example. If you say some creepy shit, some creepy pickup artist line, she's gonna feel creeped out, and then she's gonna leave. And then she's gonna go to the bathroom, and she's gonna tell everyone in the bathroom, because girls talk in the bathroom, you guys didn't know that. She's gonna tell everybody in the bathroom that you're a creep. Everybody in that bathroom, and that girl's bathroom, is gonna go back to their group of friends. They're gonna tell their group of friends, and now the whole club knows you're a creep, and you just blew yourself out along with every single other one of your friends. So the way you talk to her matters, right? The way you talk to her, everything that falls under this category is knowing how to flirt, knowing when to pull back, not being too pushy, and knowing what to say so she can escalate on you. Yes, that's right. You've been lied to. A lot of guys say, oh, you need to escalate to close. I'm a pickup artist. You have to put your hand in her lower back. Some bullshit. No. Real guys that pull all the time, these guys literally would never escalate. They would be the ones getting escalated. They would be the ones that girls were throwing themselves at them. And you can learn to be that guy too. We can teach you that. That is very learnable. So those are the 3 things that you can control with yourself, all right? Now, if you control these 3 things, your chances go up dramatically. And I mean dramatically. If you get to control those 3 things, right? If you do those 3 things properly, you're literally at the top 20% of men at the club right off the bat. Because if you go into the club tonight, if you're watching this the weekend, whenever, if you go into the club, the first thing you're gonna see is every guy, just analyze them, they're all gonna be lacking in one of those 3 buckets. Guaranteed. They're gonna be lacking in one of those 3 buckets. I know every time I was a bartender, we would actually play a game with the barbacks and all the other girls that were bartending. We would literally play a game, and we would say, all right, which bucket is he missing? Right? We would like almost bet on it. It was so much fun. That's what it is. All right. And you guys are going to be in the top 20% if you're able to manage that. Now, so those are the do's. You absolutely have to do those. There's no ifs or buts about it. All right. Now I'm going to talk about the don'ts. These are the big do nots. The first thing, guys, don't buy her a drink within the first minute of meeting her. That's a big no-no. All right. If you meet her, the very first minute, don't buy her a drink. Because then at that point, she's going to label you as a transaction, and you don't want to be transactional. You don't want to label yourself as a transaction to her. You want to be more than that, obviously, whether it's something casual or something long-term. I don't encourage to find something long-term at the club, but to each their own. I don't judge. So don't let yourself be labeled as something transactional with a drink. If she asks you within the first minute, she's already labeled you as like a loser, and I'm not going to suck this guy's dick. Like, you're just not him. All right, so do not buy a girl a drink within the first minute. Also, if you spend an hour with the girl and she's talking to you for an hour, if she's even with you for 20 minutes, buy the girl a drink, all right? She clearly likes you. If she's talking to you for 20 minutes, she clearly wants you to be successful. Buy her a fucking drink. Be a nice person, okay? So there's both ends of the spectrum. All right, so that's the number one, do not. Number two, absolutely do not buy a table because you think a table is gonna get you girls. Let me explain. When you get a table, I see this thousands of times, especially now that I'm a dating coach, when we run boot camps or we run the Vegas exclusive, we go to XS, we go to these tables and the girls get on the table with these guys. I'll give you a story actually. Let me tell you a story. We went to Hakkasan for one day of a boot camp. When I was at Hakkasan, I met this beautiful redhead from Vancouver, and she was sitting outside the bar. She was just having a drink with her gal before she headed into the club. We got talking and she's like, oh, your number. I think my friend's gonna meet up with another friend. I was like, yeah, sure, just grab my number. And you see how she even asked me for my number? I never even, once you get really good at this shit, guys, girls are gonna be asking you for their number. Like, they wanna make it happen with you. It's a beautiful thing. So anyways, I give her my number and she texts me like, hey, where are you, right? And I'm walking around Hakkasan, right? Because I'm coaching students. I have a ton of my guys with me. And she's at a table with some dude. And it's the funniest fucking thing because at the end, she texts me, she's like, hey, where are you? And I tell her where I was with table, and I was like, hey, what happened with that dude? Like, just out of curiosity. And she was like, oh no, he was just super nice, just getting us drinks. Like, he invited us to his table. And then she went home and she fucked me. And I would see that every single time as a bartender. They would literally, the guys would get a table, they'd get these girls drinks, the girls were like having a blast, and at the end of the night, they would go home with the guy that was actually him on the dance floor. They would go home with the real alpha on the dance floor. Like, that's just how it is. Just because you get a table does not make you a winner. You could still be a loser with a table. It's so funny to me that guys think getting a table is gonna get them. So do not get a table in hopes that you're gonna get a girl. You're just being even more transactional. You're even more expensive at that point. Like, that transaction is even more expensive for you to spend time with her. So dumb. Do not do that. The guys that do pull from tables, they're guys that just legitimately are having fun. They're there with their friends, and getting a table is just a cherry on top for them. The guys who do pull when they get tables are the guys who are there celebrating a special occasion with their boys or with their friends, and then getting a girl is just a cherry on top. It's that simple. Do not get a table and do not go on this spree like, oh, let's go get girls, this and that. It's not gonna happen. You guys are not that, most guys are not that charismatic to where that's gonna happen. So that's the thing, all right? And let me simplify this transaction here that I talked just about a table. If you do not meet the 3 previous requirements from within, right? If you don't look polished, you don't carry yourself well, and if you don't talk to her correctly, no matter what you do, whether you have a table or whatever the fuck you do on the outside, it's never gonna work. Those three things I told you first are the most important things to pulling a girl from a nightclub, all right? So now, those are the do's and don'ts of a nightclub. Let's talk about the process and how to actually make it happen. The most important thing, guys, is you have to realize that there's only 2 people involved in the situation to make it happen. You and her, that's it. On your end, we covered everything you should do, right? You should look good, you should carry yourself well, and you should be able to talk to her the right way. That's game. And on the other end, on her end, the things you can control is making sure that you win over her friends, making sure that she doesn't get obliterated, right? Because then if she gets obliterated, you have to take care of her all night. That's boring. Nothing's gonna happen, and she's not even gonna remember you. And then the third thing that you absolutely have to know when you're with her that you can control is making sure that she doesn't have anxiety when she's with you, making sure she feels comfortable, making sure that she doesn't feel like she's being manipulated or You don't creep her out, any of that shit. Her anxiety has to be at 0 the whole time you're with her. Like, that's a reality. So if you do those 3 things, right? You control those 3 things with her, and you control what you can control on your end, it's gonna happen. I can promise you, you're gonna be able to pull the girl from the nightclub or from the bar. That's literally, I've seen it thousands of times. I've been in that position thousands of times. I've coached hundreds of guys on how to do exactly that. There's so many dating gurus, so many pickup artists, so much bullshit out there that they're telling you they complicate things because deep down they're insecure and they don't know how to do things. Guys, I can promise you, you don't need social status to pull hot girls from clubs. You don't need that. All you need to do is know what you're doing. Get some guidance, get some mentorship. If you haven't, sign up for the program down below, and we'll be in touch, guys, all right? Talk soon.